Hey guys, welcome to CSFC, the lounge. We are here with Riley. She has a bachelor's in science,
Exercise science.
exercise science. There you go, and a minor in dance. Also, she is certified from NASM. She could teach a whole group fitness class, and also she's a personal trainer.
Yep.
So, hi Riley.
Hello.
All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about your fitness journey. How'd you get into it? I do know you've been dancing forever.
Uh-huh.
So just start there.
So, grew up dancing. I also swam for a bit. And then in college, I was going in for business. I wanted to open my own dance studio. That was the goal. And then I worked directly under someone who owned a dance studio and decided very quickly that was no longer the goal. Dance moms are crazy. So I looked into like physical education. The school that I was going to actually dropped that major this semester before I was transferring in. So I thought next best thing was exercise science. And I quickly fell in love with it. My school only offered a minor in dance, so that's what I did. It was really musical theater based, so it wasn't the best, but I still love it. I don't dance anymore. When I was 21, I had a ton of hip pain, ton of back pain, and when I was 21, I went and got some MRIs, and it turned out that I had abnormally formed femur bones, and I tore one of my labrums, which is the cartilage that keeps your hip in its socket. And so very quickly stepped away from dance, and had surgery on my right hip. Soon after, like I think maybe like a week after I started walking again, I started working here. Started at the front desk, opening at 4:30 in the morning, and every day, and then got my NASM certification. Started personal training, fell in love with it. I love helping people. And then about a year ago, my hip started hurting again. And got 2 more MRIs. Turns out I tore my left labrum and I re-tore my right that they had fixed when I was 22. So about 7 months now, 7 months ago, I had surgery on my left hip, and went into physical therapy for work as well. So I personal train here, and I also work at an ATI physical therapy. So my hip kind of just shoved me into that world, and I fell in love with it.
So now you're still doing that right now full time?
Yeah, so I work there full time, and I personal train here.
So tell us about the journey of the healing part then.
So both of my recoveries were 6 weeks non-weight bearing. So couldn't put any weight through that leg for 6 weeks. After that, it was 2 weeks into partial weight bearing, and then just straight into physical therapy. Physical therapy kind of didn't help me at the time. I went to like one of the big, like Edward Elmhurst for physical therapy. And after a month, they were like, oh, you're a personal trainer, you can rehab yourself. Which, looking back, was not ideal, because now that I work in physical therapy, a lot of those exercises you don't really do as a personal trainer, because they're a lot
complex, right?
Right. Yeah. They're a lot more like isolating, smaller movements, smaller muscles, and you get a little more in depth as to range of motion and everything. So I did go back, started working out a ton, got in really good shape. I had gained a bunch of weight from my first surgery, just from the steroids they put me on, and obviously if you're not moving for 6 weeks, you're gonna gain some weight.
Everything's gonna stay there, yeah.
So lost all that weight that I had gained from the first surgery, and was feeling great, and then my hip started hurting again, and that's when my surgeon was like, yeah, you re-tore your right, it's super common, I'm not gonna go back and fix it. So he went in and fixed my left, and I'm still in the process of recovering from that, because it's still hurting, and it's 7 months later. I had PT. It went well, but I think just going right back into working out kind of
helped a little.
Didn't really help it that much.
Okay. So you're still going through all that, and at the same time, you are here helping other people.
Yeah.
So tell us that part. How's that been going then?
So it's good. I've learned to kind of adjust how I train, to not hurt myself. I used to, with all of my clients, demonstrate. I would work out with them sometimes. I used to teach a couple group fitness classes here.
Yeah.
And in those classes, I would be busting a sweat, doing everything with the class. And
I did take a few of her classes. I will not disclose what class it was, but I did take a few.
It was a booty class.
It was.
But I would do everything with the class, and
Yeah.
I no longer am able to do all of that, so I did have to step away from that for a bit. But I have noticed anytime I demonstrate like a leg exercise that I know is going to kind of be an issue for my hip, I'll demonstrate it on my right. Or if it's a squat, I won't go as deep. So I've just kind of had to tweak how I train. But none of my clients really seem to mind. I still kick their asses every day. So.
And you're seeing results, and you're fully booked. Pretty much.
I'm almost fully booked. I did have a couple girls take a break, so I do have some openings.
There you go.
But yeah, for a couple months I've been pretty fully booked.
Yeah, so that's insane. And you're here early too.
Yeah, so I do some mornings and some evenings just based on my schedule. Like today I don't start work until later, so I'm able to be here kind of early today.
And just come. Yeah, because it was a little hard getting her to come, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Come on, Riley, we need it. Because you've been doing this for a while now.
4 years I've been working at CSFC.
And it's been a constant thing of training people.
Yeah.
So what are the top 3 things that you would tell somebody why they should come and get a trainer? And I think we did this before, but I feel like we're in a whole different era now where like, guys, we need to move.
So a lot of people feel like personal training is too expensive. And I get it. Personal training, not everyone can afford. But we do have some pretty cheap packages here. I would say that we are one of the cheaper in the area for personal training, but we do give such great results. All of our trainers here are insanely talented. But a lot of my clients have noticed it's the accountability and the pushing. Like, a lot of my clients do come and work out on their own, which is great. Love it. But I've noticed they've always made comments as to why can't I get this big of a sweat or this intense of a workout when I'm by myself? And a lot of people don't push themselves. So for me, I set the weight for my client. I'll tell them like we're doing this weight, but I choose for them at a weight that I feel like they can do and fatigue themselves really easily with, but it's not extremely difficult. So a lot of the time it's the pushing you to do better and do harder. We all don't push ourselves as much. I know even for me personally, I don't push myself in my workout. But it's that, and it's the accountability. It's I paid for this. I have this session scheduled, so I'm not going to sleep in. I'm not going to bail on her. So I've noticed that a lot too. I've had a couple clients before say like, yeah, I really wasn't feeling it this morning, but I didn't want to bail on you, so I showed up. So a lot of it's that accountability and the pushing yourself. So if you're struggling with that, I definitely would recommend personal training. It's a great way to kind of get the ball rolling. And it's not forever. I've never expected a client to be with me forever. My goal is to prepare you to be able to work out on your own, to be able to, hey, I feel comfortable with all of these machines, with all of these free weights and these exercises you've given me. I'm going to take this on my own for a bit. And if I need anything in the future, I always tell clients, like, feel free to reach out to me. If you have any question about the gym, any question about lifting, let me know. Just because you're not actively training with me anymore doesn't mean I won't respond to a text if you have a question. But my goal is to prepare you to be able to work out on your own. I don't want to just keep you with me. Even though that's great, I do make great relationships with all of my clients. Some of them have actually come to become some of my friends, which is awesome. I've never expected that, but I have made some friends through my clients, which is really cool too.
And that is really, really cool, because if you do, if you teach them properly, that's another thing. Guess what? They're going to do great. Otherwise, they're going to hurt themselves. They're going to waste time. And a year from now, they're probably not even going to want to lift anymore. So that's why I tell everyone, get somebody. Don't waste any time if you can do it. YouTube videos can only take you so far, and also you have to do,
Right. And YouTube videos are great if you're just trying to, well, what exercise should I do today? But if you don't know the proper form, that YouTube video is not going to be like, hey, straighten your back. Hey, fix your knee position. So YouTube videos are great, but they can only take you so far. They won't be able to correct your form. A lot of my clients, I have to say, are you feeling it here? Are you feeling it this? And some of them say no. Like if they're not feeling it in their glutes and they're supposed to, I have to correct their form. Even though to me, visually, their form looks right, something's not clicking to where they're not feeling it where they should be. So it's a lot of, that's why personal training is kind of ideal, is because you have someone looking at you like, how can we fix this?
Yeah. Now, how do you like the machines we have here?
I love them. I've been to other gyms, and they don't have half the machines that we do. We've got a lot of really unique machines. Like I've always used a regular leg press. We have a hip press here, and I think I love it like 10 times more than any of the other leg presses. But I also love that we have options. Like when I train someone and it's in the evening, we're a little busier in the evenings. I like that option of, oh, well, the abductor's being used in the main weight room, so let's go see if the women's is open. Let's go see if the outside cable rack's open, because the downstairs cable rack's all taken. So sometimes here with training, since we do have that variety, I can't like pre-plan a workout in my head, like we're going to do this, 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 and this, because that's going to be taken, and someone's going to be on that. So you kind of have to wing it, but I love that we have all of the machines as an option to be able to do that. So I'm not limited to, well, let's go weight because they're on the machine that we want.
Yeah, you can just pivot right away.
Yeah.
And just, all right, let's go into this.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. All right, I do want to do a part 2 later on.
Okay.
So we will do one. Thank you, Ms. Riley.
Thank you for having me.
I know you got to train right now in a few. I don't know what time is it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
almost got to go. All right, well, thanks. Thank you. We'll be with you guys next month.